Welcome to another Revolution Sunday with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. Come on in, tag and share and tag. Tag and share and tag. Tag and share and tag. I am honored and privileged to be with you today. I had to remember what program I was on. I started to say Spiritual Awakening. But nevertheless, all is well, and well is all. Come on into this digital assembly, this spiritual and digital assembly, where we are all connected by the divine, all connected by the Spirit, all connected by God. And I, for one, am honored and privileged to be with you today. Share and tag, even text. Tag, share, and text. I want to see your wonderful shares here on today. And I always know that you are welcome to comment at any time during the broadcast. Again, thank you. Tag, share, and tag. Let's see if I can put that up on the screen as a gentle reminder. There we go. We're scrolling ticker. So glad to see you and you on today. Almighty, I'm grateful and thankful for this moment I have with these, my precious family of divine spiritual beings. You're watching me from different places on the physical, geographical, and even spiritual plane. I am so grateful for all of them and the many things that they are experiencing in their personal lives. I thank you that greatness, the greatness that they are, the I am that powers and fuels that greatness is emerging in them in every experience. Thank you so much. In your name, your power, your way. Thank you, Yeshua. It is so. And so it is. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you all so much for tapping in today, connecting today. What a wonderful thing it is to spend these precious, fleeting, what we call moments in this plane of existence. I always like to remind you of who and what you are. Philippians 4 helps us to be reminded that I can, with the Christos, with the partnership with the Almighty, the synergy and energy of the Christ mind, God's mind, the source, the sustainer of all things. I can. When you to type it in the comment section, I can. And I can is simply answered by whatever it is that the opposing view of I can is trying to define for you. I encourage you to only speak, declare, and decree I can. So I want you to type it in the comment section. I can. I can. I can prosper. I can manifest abundance. I can experience peace. I can experience joy. I can manifest healing and wholeness in my heart. I can overcome whatever is considered to be an obstacle. Come on, type in the comment section, I can. And I guess I should have asked, let me know if you can see it and hear me well. Let me know if you can see it and hear me well. I can. Come on, type that in the comment section. I can. I can. I'm waiting on it to come up from YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much, Linda. I can. I can. I can. I can. You've got to believe as a core belief. It has to be a core belief that I can. Oh my goodness. I can, I can, I can, I can. I also like to remind you that you're a divine species of a God class. You're not powerless. You are powerful. Come on. Own the power now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think according to the power that worketh in us. I want you to type in the comment section as you in simultaneity or simultaneously speak out loud. I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. That's it. Thank you so much. I am powerful. What a blessed thing it is. What a wonderful thing it is. What a wonderful truth it is to know that you know that you know that I am powerful. Oh my goodness. I am so grateful for all of you all who are tuning in, both live and in replay. I always consider it to be of the highest order to be able to speak to you on a weekly basis. The mystic resident Wesley Turk is here with us on today. I am powerful. Just let it resonate in your innermost being. I'm going to say it again. Just let it resonate in your innermost being. My, I sense that. I feel that. My. I sense the power. I sense the presence that is one with me, and I am one with it. So thankful and so grateful for you here on today. Don't forget to follow me on the various social media channels that you see listed at the bottom of the page. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at AG Green Now. Of course, you're watching me, some of you on Facebook or YouTube. Let me check in with you. Tell me where you're eating and sipping, and tell me how you're feeling while you're doing it. What are you eating and sipping? And tell me how you're feeling while you're doing it. And I want our resident therapist to remind me at the initial stages of the presentation to check in on our experiment that we started on Wednesday night. All right, our experiment. I want to check in with everybody on that. But what are you eating and sipping? I've got some organic coffee that I'm going to tell y'all more about, that it's a part of a product that I represent, the company that I represent. It's my first time actually trying it. Got mushrooms in it, all that other good stuff. I feel the energy, the focus. It also has a metabolism boost, a weight loss component to it. And that's what I'm sipping on today. This is like my second time, I think, trying it. Flavor is pretty good, but the health benefits are wonderful. So I put a little of my agave sweetener in it. Let's see, what is that? Italian creamer, I think I use with it. It's delicious. And I am feeling like God today. Let's see. Wesley Turk, apple juice, good stuff. Thank you for tagging and sharing our resident therapist, Jerry Cotton. What are you eating and sipping? What are you eating and sipping? We've got a couple of people out today. They normally would have chimed in by now and told us what they're eating and sipping on. So we're going to hold it down. My assistants are off today as well. But you and I, we're going to hold it down. They're probably still watching, but in transit. Love them and appreciate them so dearly. Linda says she's got water. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I appreciate it. All right. So grateful for you, and you today. Let's go to the text. I intend to be brief with you today. Yes, he's on the road too. All right, a resident therapist, Pastor Cotton, is on the road. Yes, we got that makes at least three people now who are traveling today, faithfuls. And I just love it when people get a chance to travel, they get a chance to get out, they get a chance to enjoy life and enjoy themselves. What a beautiful, beautiful thing it is to explore this planet, to expand your social base, interact with people, conduct business, whatever it is you're doing, whether it's work or leisure. It is quite a blessing to be able to explore this globe, this spherical globe that is called, by our perspective, of by us as a species, Earth. Who knows what it's called by other species? Y'all know I like to mess with y'all. All right, we're getting ready to go. I've been dealing with, well, just kind of working from a text for the past few weeks. We're going to go back to Mark 11. We're going to go back to Mark 11. We're going to go back to Mark 11. And we're going to work from there, okay? Mark 11. Yeah, this is an old school mug here. It's an old school mug that I'm drinking from. If you're talking about the mug I'm using, absolutely. Absolutely. It's old, sitting around my mother's house. I just grabbed it and used it. We've been in Mark chapter 11, so let's see here. My assistants are out today, probably watching in transit. So I will most likely, let me see if I have that scripture saved so I can put it up for you. And I kind of want to go back to the fig tree again, and this is most likely going to be my last presentation on this in a while. Let me look in here and see if I have saved Mark. If not, I'll just read it to you, and somebody might copy and paste it in their place today. Let me go to the Bible app and pull it up for y'all on today. And I think we're going to work from, I'm going to go back to the fig tree. I just kind of touched on it last week. So that's going to be verse 12, Mark 11:12. And I'm still dealing or handling or discussing the subject, how to pray like God, how to pray like Yeshua, praying like God, praying like Yeshua. And we thank the Almighty for guidance today. It is so. All lofty ideas and places and spaces we are to visit as a result of this presentation, we are already there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so, and so it is. All right, Mark chapter 11 and verse 12. Again, let me know if you can see and hear me well. I had one response from Linda who was letting me know she could see and hear me well. Anybody else? You want to drive home a few more points during this presentation for your consideration. Mark 11. And I'm going to start with verse 12. Let's see here. Through 14. And then I guess we'll drop down to verse 20. And we'll do 20 through 24 because we've been talking from 23 and 24. All right. But let me, we don't have it copied and pasted today. All right. So I'm just going to put that up for you so you can visit it yourself, and I'll just read it for you. All right, here we go. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up. No, excuse me, I'm tripping. Verse 12, we want verse 12. And on the morrow, and when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree afar off having leaves, he came after it haply he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs was not. And Yeshua answered and said unto it, no man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it. Verse 20, and in the morning as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. 21, and Peter called to remembrance, said unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away. 22, and Yeshua Answering said unto him, have faith in God, or the God kind of faith. 23, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he saith shall come to pass, and shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. I want to start with looking at this word heart here. It just jumped out to me. Real quickly, and then we're going to progress upward to verse 12, which is where we started. The word heart here in the Greek is cardia. Remember, its thoughts or feelings. It's also defining the mind. It's defining the mind. So Yeshua says, but uh, in verse 23, and shall not doubt in his mind, shall not doubt in his thoughts. Hold on to that. Let's go back up to verse 12. Again, what I want people to understand about this text, these are spiritual principles. Okay. What Yeshua is teaching is not for a religion, it's for whoever uses it, it's for whoever exercises it. I want you to type in the comment section, there is a difference between spiritual principles and religious principles. I want you to type that in the comment section. There is a difference between spiritual principles and religious principles. Religious principles are basically defined by a group or an organization, some kind of gathering or cluster of people who have, from their interpretation of God and their interpretation of the divine, come up with a set of rules, codes of conduct, doctrines, and so forth, that they believe define their creator and defines their ability to connect and relate to it, including, and there are different aspects of God, the numinous, the phenomenological, so forth and so on, these things that philosophers discuss in detail in fields like philosophy and theology. But anyway, it is basically a set of rules and guidelines that are taught and presented to people as teaching, as doctrine, as rules of law, as rules that you are to live by in your daily life. And again, within the confines of all that is who their creator is and who they are as it relates to the creator, and it covers a wide array of subjects. Spiritual principles are different. They're not limited to religions. It's not something that's been crafted and created by one person, one organization, or one thing. It emanates directly from God, the creator, the source, and the sustainer. And there are different spiritual beings, such as ourselves, who possess souls and live in a body and have been here for thousands of years. And I'm using this language, who have antennae, so to speak, where they are in contact with the Almighty. Yeshua is one of them, where they're receiving direct downloads of spiritual laws. I don't even want to say just universal laws. Universe. There are spiritual laws that govern the universe. There are spiritual laws that also supersede any physical, tangible laws. And there are spiritual principles and laws that should work anywhere there is a creation. And that's on this planet or planets in other places that we've haven't even discovered yet. So as Yeshua is talking, I want you to know he's talking to you. I want you to type it in the comment section. Yeshua is talking directly to me. This is not for people with titles, so just for people with titles and positions. This is not just for people with certain names in front of their certain name and behind it. This is not for people with titles and degrees. It's not just for churches, whatever. He's talking directly to you. I want you to type it in the comment section. Yeshua is talking directly to me. So the things he taught, he's talking directly to you. the life that he lived, the love, the forgiveness, the exercising of power, the empathy, all of the wonderful things we saw demonstrated in the life of Yeshua is a communication directly with you. I want you to hear me. So I don't want you to get confused by other stuff you read and other stuff people tell you. There are people who are not, there are other sheep that are not a part of this fold who are using these principles because they are spiritual principles, family, and they work. He is talking directly to you. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm reminded now I need to check in on us as far as the experiment is concerned. Um, don't you want to live according to principles that work every time? Do you want to live your life, or do you want to live your life based on spiritual principles or principles that work every time? Let me see your answer in the comment section. Yes or no? Every time. Every time. Not every now and then. Not it worked today, but it won't work next week. And when it don't work next week, people will dredge up, well, it wasn't God's will, or they'll dredge up, you must have did something wrong, or they'll come up with some kind of understanding to try and, negotiate why it didn't work this time. You want something to work every time. It's like love. We don't want love to be on sometime. We don't want love to be off when it gets difficult. We want love to be demonstrated and exhibited all the time. So, therefore, family, therefore, spiritual principles, when they are applied properly, when they are understood, they work every time. Who remembers the experiment from a couple of days ago on Wednesday night during spiritual awakening? Who remembers the experiment? Some of you said, many of you said that you would partake of it. Let me see. And then I'm going to get into more of what I'm discussing in verse 11 because family, it is tied into what we are discussing. Who remembers the experiment from Wednesday night? Talk back to me. Tell me if you remember the experiment from Wednesday night. Yes or no? Who remembers the experiment from Wednesday night? We did an experiment that we decided we were going to try an experiment together on Wednesday night. Who on here remembers that? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else remember that experiment that we tried? Anybody else? So the experiment was about 3 times a day, we were going to, when we woke up in the morning for about 10 seconds, see ourselves eating a food that we desire to eat, and potentially a food that you may not have eaten in a while. And then I said, maybe throughout the day, just take 10 seconds, which, your eyes didn't have to be closed. And you can just see yourself eating that food. And then I said, before you go to bed, just take 10 seconds to just, you know, see yourself enjoying the food that you desire to eat. I didn't tell you to try and make nothing happen. I just told you to see that. All right. So now let me give you my results. And if you've had any results, let me know. So I got off the broadcast Wednesday night and said, okay, I'm asking them to do this. I'm going to do this as well. So before I went to bed, maybe once or twice, but I know before I closed my eyes, I envisioned myself eating an impossible slider from White Castle. I hadn't had impossible slider, in case you don't know what it is a vegan burger. I'm vegan these days. One day I may go back to meat, but I don't really have nothing against meat except the harsh ones. But anyway, I'm just a vegan, been one for a while. So I recently discovered within the last year that White Castle, because I hadn't gone there since I had been vegan, which has been a while. Went there with somebody and realized, oh, they've got vegan burgers. They got Impossible sliders. Well, it's been a while since I had one, and I wanted one. Excuse me. Went down the wrong pipe. So Wednesday night, as I'm closing my eyes, I saw myself enjoying that Impossible slider from White Castle. Woke up Thursday morning. I saw myself enjoying that Impossible slider from White Castle. Come to find out, uh, where I am currently now visiting my mother, there's a White Castle like 30 miles from here, but I don't leave the house too much except to go out and handle business. I work from home. I just do all those things here. So the long and short of it is, my mother ended up saying, "Hey, I'm going to Cape with a friend from church. Just getting out the house." Guess who ended up with some Impossible sliders from White Castle? Yeah, she actually went to that town north of here that has a White Castle and brought me some Impossible slider White Castles back because, again, I hadn't planned on making the trip. I've been thinking about it. I said I'm not. So after I decided to do this experiment, it immediately hit me. She's heading in that direction. So I said to her, Can you bring me some uh, possible white?" Yeah. By that afternoon, I had those sliders, enjoying them. And then I ate the last three for dinner. Just that quickly. It happened. She didn't even know she was going anywhere when she woke up that morning. Somebody reached out to her and said, "Hey, would you ride with me? I'm going up north. I'm going to here, down there." Oh, she said, "Yeah." And then automatically it quickened. There your White Castles are right there. No begging involved, no pleading, no need to make no deals with God, not calling somebody's name 10 times. Just simply saw myself eating it. Here's another testimonial. My sister, Pastor Janet, she said this happened to me. I saw myself enjoying a bowl of fresh fruit and went to church, and someone gave me a bowl of fresh fruit. Do you see this testimonial? Do you see this? This is the second testimony. The second testimony. Mm. Is anybody does anybody else have a testimony yet? And when you manifest that thing you saw yourself eating, that food, please come to the platform and share it. You got two testimonies. Two testimonies from two people. All right. I want you to understand how powerful you are. I'm going to say it again. I want you to understand how powerful you are. So this ties in to what Yeshua did to this fig tree. I want you to understand that, hear me, praying, again, I want you to see it like this. Some folks don't see it like this. But do you realize that thinking is like a form of praying and speaking is a form of praying? You think prayer is just about requests and petitions. And as I have showed you from John 14, that the word ask also doesn't just mean beg, it means require or demand, meaning that you have the power to use Yeshua's principles and faith in Yeshua's principles, the spiritual principles that were taught, to manifest answers to prayer. And what I want you to see is what Yeshua knew when he approached this fig tree. They said, uh, it wasn't time for it to produce fruit. And I've read the commentaries. I've read some of these scholars over the last 30 years who tried to explain this situation. I finally came to the conclusion, well, maybe some of them were right when they said, as the text says, it wasn't really time for there to be anything on it. Yeshua just wanted something to eat, knew it wasn't time for it to grow, but I just think he wanted to send a message to the people that were walking with him as to the kind of power you possess and how you, as a divine spiritual being, can exert this power simply by speaking it. But what you speak comes from within, family. So just like I didn't beg for those impossible sliders, just like Pastor Janet didn't beg for the salad, she was on here Wednesday night and decided she was going to try this experiment. And it manifested for her like it manifested for me. And if some of y'all stop overthinking it and think you got to make it happen and just see yourself doing it, you will see that just seeing yourself doing it is creating the reality of it happening without the stress or the fear of it not happening, just enjoying the moment. Yeshua's not shaking in his boots and wondering if this thing is going to be cursed or not when he speaks to it. Yeshua is not concerned about if it's possible that in the aftermath of this, I'll come back by here and it will have fruit on it, meaning that it will do the opposite thing of what I told it to do. Some of our challenge is that we are trying to operate as Yeshua is showing us we can operate, meaning as God, one with God, like God. But then we've got a part of us that's also kind of sabotaging it because there's a fear of what if it don't happen, or there are a version of thoughts emanating from another mind or from your mind within you of doubt that's trying to cloud or is clouding the process, that's clouding the outcome. Hear what I'm saying, family. I'm going to go on the record and say this. Yeshua said, and we'll get there, shall not doubt in his heart. I want you to understand that doubt will arise in everybody. I'm going to say it again. Doubt will arise in everybody. But you don't have to choose it when it arises. I'm going to say it again. Doubt will arise in everybody, but you don't have to choose doubt. Type in the comment section, I do not have to choose doubt just because I'm thinking about it. Type that in the comment section. I do not have to choose doubt just because I'm thinking about it. Type that in the comment section. I do not have to choose doubt just because I'm thinking about it. Type that in the comment section for me. I do not have to choose doubt just because I'm thinking about it. So this is where many times people panic. Let's talk about this. This is many times where people panic. Okay? People panic. They panic because they say, I'm having these doubts. It's not going to work. And if I'm having these doubts, that means it's not going to be answered. That means it's not going to come to pass. The doubt in your heart part that is in the later text is if you accept the doubt, is if you own the doubt, is if you put on the doubt like clothes and decide I'm going to wear it. You do realize there's a difference between seeing clothes on the rack and actually putting the clothes on. You do understand there's a difference between seeing a car pass by your house and getting in the car. You do realize there's a difference in between seeing a house and being inside the house. So although the thought is inside you, You don't have to live in the thought. You don't have to move into the thought. You do not have to choose the thought of doubt as your own. Wow. I'm gonna let that just settle in there because I know you're thinking it because it's in me, it is me, and it's going to mess up the whole process. No, it only messes up the process, family, if you believe it messes up the process. There it is. You believe it's messing up the process. You're creating the doubt to believe that the doubt that came to your mind is messing up the process. When in all actuality, just own that the doubt surface. Okay, the doubt surface. And when I say own, let me paraphrase that because I used that before. I don't want you to be confused. When I say own, I mean acknowledge. It's all right to acknowledge that the doubt, that it has arisen, that it has presented itself. But I'm not getting ready to own in terms of living in it, accepting it, choosing it, running with it, and all of the energy that's associated with it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to accept the doubt. I refuse to accept the doubt. I refuse to own the doubt. Again, when I say own, I mean acknowledge, not own to live in it, not own to be it, not own to accept it as something that I desire to feel, desire to be, and desire to allow happen. So people panic when fear shows up. I'm not supposed to be fearing. Listen, listen. If fear shows up, you do not have to accept fear. And while you're working out in the moment or trying to gain an understanding at some point of why this fear is surfacing, you yet don't have to choose it. Hear me. You can trace, you can be involved in the process to trace the root of the fear without accepting the fear as your own fear. Come on, talk back to me. I'm gonna go back to. Do I need to go to Facebook? Somebody tell me, am I getting any likes and hearts right now? Don't forget to give me some likes and hearts on Facebook as well as YouTube. Yeshua spoke to the tree. You are speaking to things every week. I'm going to say it again. You're speaking to things every week. It is a form of prayer when you talk. It is a form of prayer when you think. And what you need to understand that as a spirit being, an energetic spirit being that's connected to a spiritual dimension, some folks call it the field of potential. There's all kinds of names that's given to the spiritual dimension. You are a part of it. You are one with it. It is the power that has created everything you see in the physical world. I want you to understand that as you are thinking, you are praying and transmitting. As you are speaking, you are praying and transmitting. Yeshua decided within himself that this fig tree will no longer live. So, can I ask y'all a question? Have you ever had a moment where you said something, and in the moment you said it, it it came from such a depth, or it was said with such a confidence that you had to look at yourself later and say, wow, I did say that. Or you kind of recognize in that moment or later on, I really believe this. This is really so. And it actually happened as you said it. Type yes or no in the comment section. Type yes or no if that's ever happened to you. Sometimes we shock ourselves, but type yes or no if that's ever happened to you. You said something. You didn't even have a chance to really think about it that deeply. You just sensed it. You felt it. There's something, deep within you, and you spoke. And the thing you spoke without, any analytical query, without any analytical computations, you just spoke it and it happened. That's you speaking from that place of authority. that's in you, that is you, that is a part of you. Some folks call it the higher self, some folks call it the God self, whatever they want to call it. That's you who spoke from that place of authority, again, by divine permission to be who and what you are. I want you to understand that you can do that all the time. I really want to ask you a question. Where do you get these ideas that you can't do that all the time? Who told you that? Where did you develop this notion that this is a every now and then thing? Watch this. And I got a hook in the shana na, and I got to feel something before it really is real. Or I got to feel something in the atmosphere before I can do it. Or I got to feel something. I got to feel that before I can do it. It can't happen till I feel it. It can't happen till we get 10,000 praises. There wasn't no 10,000 praises around Yeshua. There wasn't no worship team traveling with him. That was just him speaking to a tree that he had an issue with. That was just him teaching a lesson to people who were connected to him. I see the tree in me as a dead tree, and I speak what I see, and I see what I speak, and it must submit to whatever I say because I believe within myself wholeheartedly that I govern the tree just like I govern all the other stuff in the spiritual as well as the physical dimension. And again, you keep wanting to just defer this authority to Yeshua, who's known by the ancients as the mediator of the divine name. Some of y'all need to read that because there's a whole lot associated with who Yeshua really is. But I'm saying to you, but he's told you greater works, but you don't believe you can do greater works. And you believe every now and then under a tingling sensation, you believe every now and then when you feel something, that that's the only way you can do something. Uh, am I getting any likes and hearts on Facebook? I hope so, because I'm not, somebody help me. Somebody keep me updated. I love you dearly. But we've got to get to the place where we start understanding that this reality is yours, that you have permission from the Almighty God to create every minute and every moment. You could have been led to come by here this morning, but you still made the choice to open your phone, open your laptop, open your computer, open your tablet, whatever it is. You made the choice. And you also are making the choice to accept or reject what's being spoken. And then when the broadcast is over, you will make the choice as to what you're going to eat. You will make the choice when you're going to sit on that toilet. You will make the choice when you pray as to what will or will not happen. Whether you accept this or not, you will. Whether you get in the car, not get in the car, whether you're happy or whether you're not happy, you are creating that, not some devilish creature, not God. You. Yeshua decided within himself. He's modeling it before his disciples purposely so we can have this conversation at verse 20 that everybody wants to talk about. So he's demonstrating, number one, the supremacy, the oneness, watch this, of the spiritual with the natural response to the spiritual. The spiritual is not here to abuse the natural. The spiritual created the natural. The invisible created the visible. There's a consciousness that exists in everything. And yet this consciousness is subject to the authority of us as a spiritual, dynamic, spiritual, divine, godly species. Period. That's one with the creator that created everything. The authority is already here. There is no organized body. There's only a synagogue and a temple within the perimeter of that particular nation. But these principles are not just limited to geographical borders. These principles will work for whoever, and the world has proven to us over the last several thousand years, predating the principle that you see Yeshua talking about here, has been talked about by other mystics before Yeshua enters into a physical body in a physical construct and says it itself himself in a book that has been recorded that is called the Bible. This is what I want you to understand. It is a timeless, eternal principle that if you access it, you'll stop begging, you'll stop wishing, you'll stop crying because stuff don't happen, you'll stop blaming it on other people, and you'll start understanding it begins with you. My. I am learning, family. Hear what I'm saying today. And I do a job where I talk to people every day who are in certain kinds of situations, and those situations, from their perspective, are really critical. But I decide every day that you show up in my world. You show up in my reality. If you show up here with an attitude, I don't have to process your attitude as if you got an issue with me. I understand you're in my reality now. So if you come here wounded, if you come here dragging a leg, if you come here with an attitude, you won't leave with one because now you're in my reality, family. I need you to hear what I'm saying today, family. You're in my world now. I allowed you to come up in my world today. So I get to decide how I'm going to interact with you. I get to decide, watch this, how I allow you to be or not to be. I get to decide whether you can hurt me or not hurt me. Oh my goodness. Somebody please hear what I'm saying today, fam. Mm, mm, mm. He spoke to the tree. They come back. The tree is dead. The tree is dead. Is it possible, family, that you are using this same authority in reverse? Is it possible that you're using this same authority in the worst ways possible? Is it possible that you are misusing this power and this authority by speaking down, by speaking your situation down, by talking your situation down? And I know some folks that listen like they used to use the expression dog when I was growing up. It's like I know some folks like dog, we can't feel nothing. I can't be a whiner, I can't be a complainer. I can't just go off. I mean, yes, you can do all that. But when you get done doing all that, what have you accomplished? You just blew off some energy in the universe. You just planted some more seeds of frustration and anger, and whatever your philosophical belief is about your life, you just planted more seeds of that to show up at some point in your existence, some point on your journey. That's all you just did. But it's all right to let it out. It's all right to feel. I want you to feel. I want you to let it. I just want you to understand the kind of return you're going to get if you continue to operate like this. So Yeshua expected the tree to do what was spoken over it, to respond to it. So I'm saying to you, there are things responding to you, whether you know it or not. Hear me. Remember, I talked about that thing a few minutes ago, and some of y'all chimed in and said, yes, it's happened to you. Well, some of y'all have spoken, used that same authority to speak negative stuff about your life. I just tell you right now, they're coming to get this car. They're gonna pick it up. I'm telling you right now, I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna get, dude. They're gonna come over here and take some stuff from me. I had a gentleman I used to be a friend with. He was a pastor. He's no longer here in Prophet, and had been in a car accident, and got some money from it. And we were riding around one day, car full of us back in the day. And he talking about, oh, I just feel it. I feel it. Another accident, man. I feel like another accident is coming. He's saying he feeling like an accident is coming because he got six figures from the first one. and he feel like another one is coming. So you know what I did, don't you? I stopped riding with him because I understood even back then that if you're believing in speaking in accident, you're gonna have one. I'm just not gonna be in the car with you. And secondly, I don't require an accident, thievery, or anything to manifest abundance. I don't require that. So my point is, and then, yes, I do. Yes, he did end up having another accident. He did. He had another accident, which meant a little bit more money this time. A little bit more money, not as much as the first time. But the accident happened because he wanted it to happen. He had fine-tuned his persona to believe that this is the way to abundance for me. Is being hit in a car by another car. This is how powerful you are. I want you to catch that. So then they said, it's dead. You sure? That tree, they're like, let me tell you why people are shocked even this day, why we have this kind of response. Again, you attribute you attribute power to a deity that's almighty. You attribute power to only certain groups of people. You attribute power to the privileged. You attribute power to people who have money. You attribute power to a few elevated, ascended mystics or masters or people like that in your faith, not knowing that you yourself are powerful. And I love Yeshua says, have the God kind of faith. Have the God kind of faith, is what he said. Have the God kind of faith. Have the God kind of faith. Check this out. Check this out. Has anybody in here ever heard of the word abracadabra? Anybody ever heard the word abracadabra? Talk back to me. Anybody ever heard the word abracadabra? And if you've heard the word abracadabra, tell me where you heard it from. Tell me where you heard it from. Talk back to me. We got a yes. We got one yes. Some of y'all kind of chilling in the cut today, as we used to say. Anybody else ever heard of the word abracadabra before? And who is it associated with? Who did you used to hear saying abracadabra? Thank you. Magic tricks associated with a magician. Do you know that abracadabra is an Aramaic word, an Aramaic term? Did you know that? Did you know that Yeshua spoke Aramaic? And do you know that abracadabra literally means I am creating what I speak? That's what abracadabra means. I am creating what I speak. Again, it is an Aramaic term that means, an Aramaic word, excuse me, that means I am creating what I speak. So the magician was trying to tell you, I'm creating what I speak. But guess what? That power is not just attributed to a magician. And that power is not just attributed to Yeshua. You every day are creating what you speak based on what you believe. Again, that's why you've got to be careful what you say. It's no wonder money is not showing up in some people's lives because you keep talking about it like a dog. It's no wonder people are struggling with scarcity. You're not just thinking scarcity, you're speaking scarcity. Wow. Yeah, you're speaking scarcity. You shouldn't be running from abracadabra, and you shouldn't be using abracadabra to punch yourself and beat yourself up and disfigure your life. You should be using abracadabra. You should be creating, like Yeshua did, what you speak intentionally every day. I don't care what it looked like in your life. I don't care What the circumstances, how the circumstances in the 3D world present themselves to you, you've got to get up with a faith in an authority that's intrinsic, that's inherent, that you were born with. I want you to type this in the comment section. I was born powerful. Type that in the comment section. I was born powerful. Oh my goodness. Come on, type that in the comment section. I was born powerful. I was born powerful. I was born powerful. I'm going to say it again. Type it. I was born powerful. If you keep thinking you were born weak and beggarly, how can you be powerful? You were born powerful. Yes, you were born powerful. You came into this world powerful. You came into this world with unlimited potential. You came into this world loaded with all kinds of possibilities of success. But what happens is along the way that people will condition us. More importantly, the family we were raised in and the society that we were raised in conditions us to accept. They imprint on us ideas that create, that we embrace, that creates a reality within us that we cannot do, that we cannot accomplish, or that we got to beg, or that we're nothing, or that we're less than. And I don't care what nobody say. It is very, 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 very difficult to see your prayers answered consistently if you keep begging a God because you think you're worthless. It's hard for worthless people to manifest anything consistently good, because even when it happens, they don't even believe it should happen because they're so worthless and useless and powerless. Oh my goodness. This is not what Yeshua taught. When we get to verse 20, he says, uh, uh, Mark 11, 22, I'm sorry. Have faith in God, or have the God kind of faith. Have faith like God. Well, I'm just I really want you all to think about this. I can only really have faith, watch this, like a lion if I am a lion. I mean, I can mimic and extract some, some of the properties, but I really need to be a lion to have a lion's faith. You can't have the faith of God, or the God kind of faith, if there's not some kind of God in you, God a part of you, God as you. Somebody please help me. Somebody. Is anybody hearing what I'm saying today? Yeshua is not is trying to tell you, and that he opens it up. He opens it up. Verse 22. Verily I say unto you that whosoever, I want you to type the word whosoever in the comment section. Type the word whosoever in the comment section. Type whosoever in the comment section. Type whosoever in the comment section. Come on, type whosoever in the comment section. Whosoever in the comment section. When some of you all get released and delivered from some of this doctrine and dogma, you're going to catch it. You're going to start catching these teachings. Really, your eyes are going to come open. I want you to understand, whosoever, family, listen to me. Whosoever means the drunk laid out on the street. Whosoever means the woman with the needles in her arms. Whosoever means the most oppressed, minoritized community in the world. Whosoever means the lowly, what's considered to be the lowliest of everybody in this existence. Whosoever means, watch this, the person that just had sex with 3 people last night. Now you didn't gone too far. Now you didn't gone too far. Now you didn't. How do I know it works? Because I know people that are in these categories who have achieved great things because they believed. They believed, family. This, I'm going to say it again, this is a spiritual principle that's not based on your performance. And I know some of y'all might like, did he just say that? Yes, I just said that. I know it works because I'm seeing people that's not living your lifestyle using these principles, and it's working for them. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. Whosoever, whosoever, family, whosoever. You might not like it because religion is an exclusive club, but spirituality isn't. Everybody is a spiritual being. I'm going to say it again. Religion is an exclusive club. It's only for certain people. Spiritual principles aren't. Spiritual universe isn't. Spiritual laws aren't. They're for everybody. I talk to people in particular situations every day, and I encourage them to manifest food in their bellies. You need to hear what I'm saying. I need you to catch. Oh my God, I feel like running here. Because whosoever means whosoever. And you don't think that Yeshua, the master, knew what he was saying when he said it? We have attached conditions. You can't attach a condition because your group says we interpret it like this, so we're going to add some conditions to what Yeshua said. You can't add no conditions to what Yeshua said. It's whosoever. So that's why there are people who don't go to your church, they don't go to your religious gathering, they don't subscribe to none of your doctrines, and they are taking Mark 11:23 and 24 and using it every day of their lives. And here we got people who say they have some kind of relationship with the Almighty, and you can barely get your bills paid because you are doing it thinking it's based on your performance. It is an inherent right of every spiritual being to be able to partake of spiritual laws that govern all creation. More importantly, you are the authority over all of this. And just like I went to bed thinking about the impossible sliders, I didn't pray for it like y'all say pray. I didn't ask for it like y'all said ask. I merely saw myself doing it like I have seen myself doing hundreds of other things, and it manifested for me. Pastor Janet, same testimony. You got the same testimony in the past, and you're going to come back on this platform and said, yes, I wanted a Philly cheese steak. And the only thing I did was saw myself eating, and you're going to testify, and I got it within X amount of days. Because it is your birthright to rule and to reign as a divine spiritual species. Somebody help me. My goodness, I feel this thing. Whosoever, I've seen people come off the corners, put in an interview, watch this, and get a job that educated folks couldn't get. You know why? Because they had the confidence and the faith in themselves. They didn't know what to call it. They just believed the job was theirs. They walked right in and said the right things in the interview, emitted the right energy, and got hired. I know of people, watch this, who with no education, a little education, drug addicts, strung out, who've had better jobs than people with degrees because they believed that they could have any job they wanted. It is a spiritual law. And I'm not justifying the lifestyle. Hear me. I'm just telling you, y'all trying to limit folk. I need you to hear me. When you stop limiting yourself and stop listening to people that's encouraging you to limit you, then you'll start living a more unlimited lifestyle. And when you decide also to change your prompts, to change your cues, to change your reactions, and change your responses, not as one that I am a victim, but as one that I am the victor, as one that I am in charge of. Watch this. If there is a mess, hear me, family, on aisle 10 in my life, I allowed the mess to be there. I'm not going to be angry anymore with myself because I allow a mess on aisle 10. I used to be like that. Something bad happened. I consider it to be bad, something discouraging, family. Oh, why I let this? This is terrible. This always happens to me. Oh, I'm just tired of this. God, why? Oh, weeks I'd be depressed. Now, if it's a spill, I know I made the spill. I am responsible for allowing that spill on aisle 11, 12, or 13 in my life, the mess up, the mix up, the heartbreak, whatever it is. And you know what I do now? I don't persecute myself. I don't beat myself up. I correct myself. I go right over there and manifest the cleanup on aisle 10. Are you hearing me? Family, I got to close here. Let me find a good place to shut this down. Whosoever, hear me, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he said shall come to pass. I'm gonna have whatever I say. Let me see what she's saying today. She said, I dreamed about tacos, woke up and my daughter ordered tacos without me saying anything. See, this is what I am talking about. That is not a coincidence, family. Ain't no begging for no tacos. Ain't on no knees groveling for no tacos. Just dreamt about it. But was creating it. The dream was creating. The dream was abracadabra. The dream was creating a situation to manifest tacos for her. It wasn't even just an insight into the future. Watch this. It was a creation of something that was going to manifest for her. I wish I had time to get deeper into it. Thank you for sharing that. Notice, it shall not doubt in his heart. You know what that means, family? Shall not doubt in his heart. He gonna have whatever he says. Number one, what's in the heart is what you say. What you say is in the heart. Number two, family. Number two, family. I want you to understand, realize, and recognize that Yeshua is saying again, family, hear this. You're not having what God said. He said you're going to have what you say. When I say God, I'm talking about the supreme being. No, you as little God, you as the one made in that image, you as the one that's one, you as the one that has the DNA material that's one with it, that hears the voice of God. So for you going to have what you say. Well, see, it's got to be according to the will of God. No, no, no. That's not what this text says. The text says you're going to have what you say, which means it's going to be according to what you willed in the moment. I know y'all don't like this. You keep trying to cross-reference scriptures. You're cross-referencing the wrong scriptures. Some of them don't even have nothing to do with the other. This is what Yeshua said. It's going to be what you willed in the moment. And this is what I've been trying to tell people, because everybody, and I'm almost done, family. I know my voice is elevated, but I'm getting excited. Everybody trying to put positive spins on this text. This is not a text that just has a positive spin on it. Again, if you're doubting or don't doubt, even if you don't doubt, watch this, even if you don't doubt your failure, if you believe in your failure, then you're going to manifest your failure. This is why you can't just put, this is why when you try and contour this and make it fit religious applications, this is why folk are messing up. This has got to be a scripture that only means good. No, Yeshua is showing you the positive side. But what you need to understand is that if it works for the positive side, it works for the negative side. You know why? Because it is a spiritual law that you think and you speak and you manifest. You think, believe, you imagine, you speak, and you have it. So he said, and shall not doubt in his heart. So whatever it is that's in your heart that you believe and refuse to doubt, you will have. So how about an ice cream cone and stop pinching pennies and manifest one? How about the love of your life to come out of fear of being hurt, wounded, misused, and abused again, and create a reality within yourself, family, that this is the best situation I have ever been in my life, and I'm riding off into the sunset with this person. How about saying that? How about believing that? Come on now, somebody. I need y'all to catch me today. I need y'all to align with me today. I need y'all to hear my heart today. Shall not doubt in his heart, but believes those things which he said. Believes it. I got to ask you the question, what do you believe? What do you believe? And what doubt do you believe? Ooh, my. What doubt do you believe? I feel the power surging. The doubt is a belief in it. It's a belief in something that you feel like won't happen. It's a belief in something that you feel like is incapable. It's a belief in something that you feel like won't manifest for you. It's a belief in something that you feel like you're not good enough for. It's a belief in something that you feel like you will fail at doing. That's all it is. I'm telling you now, unbelief is belief in the thing you don't believe. I've been telling you that for some time now. So if you want to pray effectively like God, like Yeshua, then when you think, you see it as done. When you imagine, you create the final scene as done. When you speak, you are drawing from the finished product. You are drawing from the finished work. And just like you took those 10 seconds, and I'm going to close here. The reason why I wanted you to do this experiment, and I'm going to have others hear me, it takes no more power, family, to produce an impossible slider or a salad from that my sister, Pastor Green, just saw manifest, or tacos that my wonderful cousin saw in the dream that manifested through her daughter. It takes no more energy to manifest $1 million. It takes no more energy to manifest a vehicle. It takes no more energy to manifest a love life. It takes no more energy to manifest tuition paid. It takes no more energy, family, to manifest you getting the career you desire. You just have been taught that it does. Notice how Yeshua went from talking to a tree to telling them the same thing works with mountains. Mountains, by symbolism amongst our species, are seen in a bigger light, a bigger way, a more imposing, intimidating figure than fig trees are. But Yeshua said the way that principle worked with a fig tree, it's the same way it will work with a mountain. gotta believe. You can't you can't allow doubt to control nothing. You can't allow these other minds that have been forming in you that's constantly contesting and challenging your forward progress or your upward progress. No, you say, oh, I acknowledge that you brought this thought to me, but I'm not accepting it. I have whatever I say. I'm getting ready to pray. Thank you so much. I love you so dearly. I'm getting ready to pray. Almighty, I am so thankful and grateful for this opportunity to share this text, to share this scripture, to share these spiritual principles with these, your wonderful people. I thank you for your loving guide and kindness and your loving guidance today. Your will is done in us, with us, through us. And I pray that somebody, somewhere, would embrace these powerful principles and live them thoroughly and completely in harmony with the divine, in harmony with God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Yeshua. Your name, your way, your example, your power, your consciousness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so, and so it is. How y'all feeling? You can donate if you desire. I put the donation opportunities on the screen. Let me know if you can still see and hear me well. I know when I put this up before, sometimes it gets staticky. Let me know if the sound has changed. What did you think about the presentation today? Talk to me, family. How y'all feeling? How you feeling? What you thinking? What's on your heart? Thank you so much. What you feeling? My God. I sense it so strong. So strong. So strong. How did this word find you today? Real quickly, and I'm going to release you. Shalom blessing. So for those family who want to join us in the experiment of seeing whatever it is you desire in your mind for those 10 seconds, I want you to join in with that. So you know what that means, right? If Pastor Janet could see herself eating that salad and then somebody give her a salad, what that means is that there are other things that she sees within herself that is reality. That's the principle works with everything we see, live in, enjoy, embrace, and create within. Whether it's food or funds or family. Did you catch that? Or inner healing or more closeness with God. See it within. Live it within. Enjoy the scene within. You know why? It's not fiction. It's you operating in the power and authority to think it and then speak it and see it come to fruition in your life. Thank y'all so much for watching. Appreciate you. Love you so dearly. I'm going to release you today with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Always remember, you are powerful with God's permission. And it's time that you own the power, live the power, be the power. Love y'all. Enjoy your day.